Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here. Sorry it's been a little while since I posted a video. I'll try and make this pretty quick. Thank you to all of our patrons, all of our supporters. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book and anything else that we might find applicable. I need to have some traffic through that Amazon thing that you guys suggest in order for it to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into today's video. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about a series I've talked about every book so far. Bruce Sentar and his series Dungeon Diving. So we're going to talk about book 202, which is a strange way to number them, but it is basically year 2, book 2. So we return to Ken Nagato. Ken Nagato, the ninja clan leader-ish, or scion of a ninja clan, and his mentor Scarlet, and his continuing adventures within this mage school that he is going to, this all-female school that he has gotten admittance to thanks to Scarlet. So, like all Bruce Sentar books, this definitely is a harem novel. It does have the spicy elements to it, but it is a fantastic story, just an absolutely fantastic story. Bruce is turning into an amazing author, and he was always a good author. So, back to Ken's adventures. Now, this particular book takes place almost entirely down within the dungeon, and what I really like about this series is the world building that Bruce has done. It's like modern times. I mean, we've got airplanes and televisions and telephones and stuff like that. Along with that, we have the system and a lit RPG elements. We have a dungeon, and in fact, the only way to connect to other worlds at the time, as far as they knew, was through the dungeon. You go deep enough, and you get to areas that other worlds can go down to and connect, and that's how they managed to connect with like elves and some of the other races, cat people, dwarves, such like that. So it's pretty interesting there, and it puts a whole different slant on things too. A plane crashes or plane flight is not all that scary when your stats are high enough that you could just jump out of the plane and survive with not a whole lot of difficulty, if any at all. And some of these people are basically walking gods, such as Scarlet. And we have learned more about why Scarlet is backing Ken and what she is hoping from him. And basically what she's hoping for is an equal. She's hoping for an equal. She's hoping for somebody else that gets a skill similar to the skill that she has, that just puts her on a whole nother level that nobody can touch. Along with that, she's hoping for somebody that can help tame that skill, help control that skill. So in 202, we're dealing with this raid thing that is going on down in the dungeons, and this is the first time that the school is actually competing with other schools. So we now have all 4 of the main academies right there, all competing at this dungeon, and they're all competing with each other while also teaming up, because we've already realized that there are other enemies out there against humanity as a whole. So while there's some competition, for the most part it's friendly competition between these schools. You do get the occasional D-bag in there, but for the most part, friendly competition and trying to outdo the others, but for the most part they're all backing each other up. Again, you've got your occasional little worthless SOB, but that's when Ken steps in, or when Scarlet steps in, or when Ken's elven princess fiance steps in. All told, he's got a lot of things behind him, and that's not even counting the ninja clan that he now runs. So this book is mostly a build-up to this raid. We've got some testing that gives a chance for Ken to really shine and show off what he could do. Gets a chance to try and end up in the upper echelon of the damage dealers. Along with that, we also have this I don't want to call it a side thing. It's like a dead-end branch, because this dungeon, as it goes down, it has all these ways of connecting different worlds and different parts of the planet and stuff like that. And there's also branches of the dungeon entrances that just turn into dead ends. And there is one dead-end area of the dungeon that Ken's clan has gotten some potential work towards, and they want to know if it's actually a job that they want to take, because this ninja clan, they're basically assassins, and they have their own set of rules, and they want to know if this is a job they can take. And this kind of works out to a nice little test for Ken, because he's technically the clan leader at this point, and although his grandparents are very much still running things, but he's technically the clan leader, so they need to start testing him. They need to see that he can himself can judge situations and determine whether or not they should be taking on a job or whether they should pass on the job. Along with that, we still have our connections to other parts of the world, such as some of the people that we're working with, the bad guys, that we're working with the other races to try and help basically enslave humanity or destroy humanity, and other assassin groups that Ken has managed to kind of cut off at the knees. But we know there's still some shadowy bosses out there that Ken needs to figure out, and we get a lot of work towards that. In fact, we get some pretty good confirmation in certain areas, and naturally, again, we're dealing with these huge corporations and huge businesses. In a lot of ways, the world he has built, we've got your modern times, then we've got the lit RPG, we've got the dungeons, we've got the other worlds and other races, the elves, the dwarves, stuff like that. And at the same time, it feels a little bit like there's some cyberpunk or some Shadowrun type of elements as well, because we have these businesses, these consortiums that control private armies and enormous amounts of wealth, and can influence policy and governments and laws, or can try and skirt around the laws themselves because of how powerful and how large they are. Plus we have these clans, like this ninja clan that Ken is a part of by birth, and they have their own set of resources and their own compound and basically their own private army as well. So there's all these little disparate elements of so many different things, and yet Bruce Sentar has managed to blend them so seamlessly that I know the series is called Dungeon Diving, and most of it deals with the school and his harem elements and him learning and continuing to grow and hopefully become a peer of Scarlet's at some point. But honestly, the world, Sentar could write a whole separate series, a spin-off series outside of the dungeon, with this world he has built up, and these corporations and these clans and these families and the government and the guild and all this. It'd be absolutely awesome. It'd be a really cool series to read as well. So I've never seen Sentar do any kind of spin-offs of any of his books, but this is the first one that I've read that I think it's a viable option. I really hope he would do something like that, or maybe have another author do a little something, write a little something within Bruce's own worlds. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the Dungeon Diving series. It's a fantastic series. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.